What is Euthyphro's dilemma? First, let's begin by breaking down the idea of a dilemma in general. Dilemma is like a dichotomy. This DI tells you that there is going to be two different things. In a dilemma, you have two scenarios or two options, two situations, or two answers, two conclusions. And a dilemma is where neither of those two is something that you want to select, nothing that would be good. There's a philosopher who's famous in Greece named Plato, and he's got a text called the Euthyphro. And in the Euthyphro, there's a conversation between Socrates and Euthyphro about the source of morality, about what makes something good. Euthyphro's dilemma is about this situation where you've got to choose one of two things, neither which you want to choose. We have these two options, and no matter what we say, no matter which we choose, this one or this one, we're going to have a problem. Is some act good because the gods or God love it? Or do gods or God love some act because it is good? Let's break this down in two ways. First, some action. It could be any action that's contingent, something that someone could do but doesn't need to do. That's what contingency means. For an action to be an action that could be a moral action or immoral action, it needs to be a contingent action. That means that no one would have to do it, but they could do it. It's possible, but not necessary. So take any contingent action and plug it in here. And now let's ask the question again. Is lying, telling the truth good because God or the gods love it? Or do the gods or God love that action because it is good? By good here, we mean something like pious or right. The dilemma is that we don't know what the relationship is between some action being good and God's love. What causes what? Is the thing being good make God love it? Or God loving it makes it good? So what causes what? If we're going to choose that the gods love something because it is good, that means that the goodness, the actions that are good actions, come before God loving it. The only way for God to love it because it is good is if the goodness exists first and then God comes to love it. Morality thereby becomes independent of God. And if you wanted to subscribe to divine command theory as your normative ethical theory, you've got a problem if it were true that morality was independent of God. If you're a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew, you've got a problem if it turned out it was true that morality is independent of God. Because this says that God is not the source of morality. Morality is separate from God. If you want to say that morality depends on God or gods, you've also got another kind of issue. So if it became true that some action is good because God loves it, that means that God's loving it is the cause of the act being good. The morality, the ethics, what's right depends on God. That would make morality arbitrary. So if God said to take your son and kill him, then that would be good. And if God said, no, never mind, I changed my mind, then it becomes good not to. Here and here, no matter what you choose between those two options, you've got a problem. Assuming that you subscribe to divine command theory, assuming that you believe in God or gods, and you believe that morality comes from God, then this question leaves you with a dilemma. Or is this a false dichotomy? Some people have argued that Euthyphro's dilemma is not a dilemma at all. The question about whether acts are good because God loves it, or if God loves it because they're good, leaves out other options. If you want to learn more about this question, you could look up metaethics, which is the philosophical subfield in which you would investigate the question, what is the source of morality?